Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Big Shot Sports Podcast. And yes, I'm at work. Don't tell nobody. But I hope everyone's having a great night so far. So let's just jump into it while I have the time. So, college football. I want to touch on that first. The best team in college football. Who is that? Who is that number one team? Who should really be number one? Is it the Michigan Wolverines? I'm going to tell you. Absolutely. I really do think the Michigan Wolverines should be number one. Georgia, they're struggling. They're struggling with a lot of teams. Let's not sit up here and act like we don't see that. They're struggling. They're flirting with disaster. And I'm telling you, real soon, Georgia will not be number one. They will be upset. I don't know when, I don't know where, but soon the Georgia Bulldogs will find out. So let's talk about everyone's new favorite team, the Colorado Buffaloes. Not a big fan. Never been a fan of the Colorado Buffaloes. Now all of a sudden we have a lot of teams, a lot of fans. They're Colorado Buffalo fans now. I don't see Colorado as being a threat. I don't think no one is scared to play Colorado. It's a lot of hype. Okay, it's way too much hype on Colorado. I know it's the first year, but you are expected to win. Just because the media says, "Oh, Colorado's not going to win. Colorado's not going to do this." It doesn't matter what they say. I I just don't understand how people can say, "Well, Colorado won." How did they win? Oh, because USC defense gave up a lot of yards. That's not a win. That is a loss. But can they get better? Absolutely. They're 3-2. Absolutely, Colorado can get better. But can they get better before it's too late? That's the question I asked last night. But a lot of people they don't want to answer that question. He won 3 games, better than last year. But we're not on last year. We're on this year. It doesn't matter what you did last year. It matters what you do now. It matters what you're doing now. Right now, they're on a 2-game losing streak. They're not on a 3-game winning streak, but a 2-game losing streak. But can they get better before it's too late? I really do think so. I really think that they can get better before it's too late. Maybe they can win every game from here on out. Who knows? This is college football. Anything can happen in the world of college football. And I try to explain it to people, but they act like they don't understand what I'm saying. Anything can happen in the world of college football. Alabama, my boys, my team. Are they good? Are they really that good? My answer is no. I can answer that honestly. I can answer that good. I can answer that without hiding around the bush. Yeah, I seen what they did to Mississippi State. I understand it. I seen the game. Jalen Monroe, he's still a little bit. I'm not 100% sold, but I'm not the coach. But can he get the job done? Yes, just a little bit more work. I do think Todd Simpson, he's good. Just a little work on him. He should be fine. But Jalen Monroe, he still needs, I think, some time. Is he better out of those quarterbacks? Yes, he is. But they still have to get better, if you know what I'm saying. You got LSU coming up next month. And now that game hype, it shouldn't be as high because, LSU just lost. I was hoping that both teams don't lose a game until they meet to make the game, to me, a little bit more interesting, something to play for. I don't know if that game will mean a trip to the SEC championship, but we're going to see. Like I said, we're going to see. But I do think Alabama on defense, they're good. They're fine. It's just that offense. You have to get Buns the ball. He's the best receiver that I think on that team. The running back is fine. The offensive line, they're getting it together. They're getting it together. So let's switch over. Let's talk about the Texas Longhorns. I remember before the season started, I said the Texas Longhorns is the preseason favorite. I got laughed at. They was my preseason favorite. Okay. Before the media even talked about it, I said Texas will be a team that's going to be a force to be reckoned with. And they are. They're legit. They're for real. Texas is for real. Texas is for real. There's no question about it. They're for real. They're showing you every week. They're showing you that they're for real. They're for real. Who can beat them right now? The Red River rivalry is coming up. Oklahoma, they will be in trouble. Let me talk about the Kansas Jayhawks. They was undefeated. They're only, 4-1? I'm going to give them the pass. They're undefeated. Louisville, undefeated. Missouri, undefeated. No one's talking about Missouri. Why not? They're undefeated. But no one's talking about them. That is a team that I will be talking about. Syracuse, 4-1. You have a lot of 3-1s, 4-1 teams out there. So who is the best 3-1 team? Who is the best 4-1 team? Notre Dame, they won a big game against Duke. Are they for real? Are they for real? What do you guys and you ladies think about that? Is Miami Hurricane football, is it back? How far will they go this year? Same for Florida State. Are they a threat? The Heisman Trophy. Michael Penix Jr. I have him on my list as number 1. Caleb Williams, I have him at number 2. Bo Nix, I like the guy. I'm here in Oregon, so I gotta put Bo Nix at number 3. But I do think that Michael Penix Jr., he is playing absolutely phenomenal, really well. He is playing really, really, really well, and I'm glad to see that. But Caleb Williams, he's just a different monster. That's a different monster. But I'm about to get into the NBA and Damian Lillard going to Milwaukee, but it's more college football news that I'm going to get into. Give me 1 minute. The Ohio State Buckeyes is how far? I asked this question yesterday. I'm going to give you the scores this weekend, and I'm going to give you the games for the weekend coming. Let me do that right now. Let's cover all the games that just happened this past Saturday. We know Oregon State, they took down number 10 Utah 21-7. Penn State, they beat Northwestern. USC, they beat Colorado 48-41. Michigan, they took down Nebraska 45-7. Kansas lost to Texas 40-14. Missouri, they keep it on their winning waves. They won 38-21. LSU, I'm happy they lost. They lost to Ole Miss 55-49. In Oregon, they look really well. They took care of Stanford 42-6. Oklahoma beat Iowa State 50-20. Notre Dame, they're looking good. They beat Duke 21-14. Tennessee, they beat South Carolina 41-20. Washington and Kentucky and Georgia and Alabama were all winners, and same for Fresno State. Them were your games for last weekend. We're going to jump into this weekend. This is a whole new week, whole new month. This is upset month. This is what I call it, upset month. Give me a minute. I have to do something right quick. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Let's give you the games for this coming up weekend, October 7th. There are no games Friday. There are no games Thursday. So everything will be Saturday, October 7th. Here we go with the Red River rivalry. Both teams are 5-0. They're undefeated. Number 3 Texas versus number 12 Oklahoma. Okay, here we go. The Red River rivalry. Oklahoma versus Texas. Number 3 Texas. Number 12 Oklahoma. Both teams is undefeated. So who will win the game? I'm going to give you the picks here shortly. And you have another undefeated game. The Ohio State versus Maryland. Maryland is 5-0. The Ohio State is 4-0. And you have undefeated Washington State. They're going up against UCLA. You have Florida State going to take on VTech. Alabama versus Texas A&M. Both teams are 4-1. North Carolina versus Syracuse. Yeah, North Carolina is 4-1. Both teams is 4-1. Notre Dame versus Louisville. Arkansas, Ole Miss, Fresno State versus Wyoming. Oregon State and California. LSU and Missouri. Arizona and USC. Number 1, Georgia. Number 20, Kentucky. Michigan versus Minnesota. Miami versus Georgia Tech. Take a quick break. Stay right there. Okay, here we go. Take a quick little break. So I'm going to give you my picks for this weekend. Texas, they will remain undefeated. They will beat Oklahoma in the Red River rivalry. Maryland versus the Ohio State. I am picking Maryland for the upset. And Washington State versus UCLA. I am picking UCLA. Give me 1 minute. Somebody is texting me some information. Okay, here we go. A friend of mine said he thinks Oklahoma will win the game. So let's get right back into it. Washington State and UCLA. I'm picking Washington State. Florida State over Virginia Tech. Alabama, they're going to beat Texas A&M. I have to say it. Syracuse, they will roll against North Carolina. Louisville versus Notre Dame. I'm going with Notre Dame. They're playing really well. Arkansas, Ole Miss. I'm going with Arkansas. Fresno State and Wyoming. I'm picking Wyoming. Oregon State versus California. I'm going with Oregon State. UCLA and Arizona. USC. LSU and Missouri. I'm going with Missouri. Kentucky and Georgia. The winning streak is over with. Georgia's going down. Kentucky will upset Georgia. Minnesota and Michigan, stay away from that game. Anything can happen right there. Georgia Tech and Miami. I'm picking Miami. That Minnesota and Michigan game, I will stay far away from that game as possible. So before I get off here, I want to talk about Damian Lillard going to Milwaukee. It's good. It's good. Now, excuse me. It's going to be really good. It's going to be awesome to see him in Milwaukee. It really is. So I'm getting off this thing here. Y'all have a great night. Thank you for listening to the Big Shaw Sports Podcast. I will see you knuckleheads back here tomorrow. All right.